And so I know a lot of like my family got mad at me yesterday because I was bringing up the Ed Gaines story. The reason I watched it and the reason I was fascinated by it is because it's a true story. Like, I thought, like, I saw Silence of the Lambs, right? I didn't know it was based on a real guy. Okay. The whole wearing people's skin and everything and wanting to be a woman, all that shit, I didn't know that was real. I thought, okay, this is just, to spook people out for Halloween. You know what I mean? I just thought this is just to freak shit people out, just to freak people out. Oh my fucking God. So, Ed Gain was a disgusting human being who was a serial killer from the 1950s in Plainfield, Wisconsin, which is basically a town now of about 500 people. I had to Google a lot of stuff because obviously they have to do stuff for entertainment purposes, but a lot of stuff is fact and fiction. But I'll tell you stuff that is completely factual, which blows your mind. Here are the facts that are 100% true. The fact is, Ed Gain actually did mutilate people. He did actually kill people and took a gun and shot people, and then took one of the women that worked at the hardware store, basically put her up in the barn. Like, remember that horrific scene where he puts her up hung up like a deer and like has her like gutted basically without a head or whatever? Yeah, that's real. That actually happened in the barn where he finds her. And the cop that went through the investigation that started, the detective, that's real too. He did that. That's a fact. And then when he found out and he started screaming, finding his mom, which just... it breaks your heart, man. You feel bad for the cop. Like, you don't really like cops that much, but that eats you alive, man. That really does. It's like, how the fuck could you take somebody's mom and have no empathy or regard to anyone? And something happens in that guy's brain where it just, like he said, like it just switches and like he has no recollection or memory, whatever. And yet he did confess to killings and whatever, but like he did that. And then when he finds out it was him, he runs out of the barn after he's basically on his knees and like everyone's huddled around him, the officers, because they're just in shock of what the fuck happened. He lets him have it, and I am cheering with overjoyness, man. I am just like, get that ass, man. Beat that ass. I'm like, you want him to just fucking kill him then and there. Like, you want the cop to just do whatever he wants at that point. Like, you're at that point where you're like, look, you don't really are for violence at all, but when it comes down to a guy who brutally massacred your own mom, fuck him. The gloves are off. Justice is off. Like, you already have your haymakers. You don't need the courts. Okay? Like, usually I'm for law and order. But when it comes to someone's mom, you're fucked, bro. And he let him have it. He literally did. That's true, too. He actually beat the fuck out of him. He ran up to him and he just beat the shit out of him. But The only difference is he actually did beat the shit out of him against a wall during interrogation. That's the only difference. But still, that scene alone just makes you want to like cheer for the cop. But I don't know if it's true or not about him going to his friend's house for Thanksgiving after about his mom dying. But he made a good point though. He goes, I'm having the right amount of drinking. He goes, if my mom, if did you see your mom being, tied up and shackled up to a barn and hung up like a deer with no head and completely naked with no body parts, then yeah, I think I'm having the right amount of alcohol. And he basically made it clear, like, dude, I mean, I'm not saying cut him some like slack, like, I mean, sort of, yeah, but like at the same time, but like help him out, man. Go have him go see a therapist or just get it on psychiatric meds. I mean, that guy needs help. He's having an emotional crisis. I mean, that guy's never going to be the same after that. Witnessing something that traumatic, losing your mother in a traumatic way like that, you're never going to be the same again. You're never the same person. I guarantee it. Like, I hate people like that, man. I mean, the guy would just take a gun and just shoot people in the face and then just, make a hobby of trying to take people's bodies that resemble his own mom. That's how much of a narcissist he is. He takes people of his mom to make it look like his own mom that died so he could resemble their bodies so he could get their skin and then, vice versa. And then that way he can make suits out of them and be transgender. Transgender people are one of the most targeted people on the planet and the most biggest minority groups. And yet they're not the violent ones. And yet this guy wants to be a woman, and yet his mother scalded him with hot water when he was masturbating in a fucking bathtub. I mean, he would wear his mother's underpants and he would try to hang himself while he was jerking off. And it's like, his mother said, there's no one that loves you except me. And his infatuation with his mother was just bizarre too. But the true things that he did, like making suits out of people, that's true too. It's crazy that it's a true story. And he did have a girlfriend too. That's true too. In the movie, Watkins is some fucking psychopath who literally, like, I mean, the one part is that they added to the movie, which that there's no like evidence that she did this, but she never visited the house. She never visited the house, and she took pictures of body parts and stuff. They added that in the movie because I Googled that because I wanted to see which parts were fact and which are fiction, because I'm one of those people because my autistic fucking brain likes to know every fucking detail in a line. See, my brain, because I'm autistic, I like everything structured. And if one piece is off, my whole brain goes haywire. It goes, where the fuck is that piece? Right? So I like to put all the pieces in a row and figure stuff out in a line. So I like to have stuff in a structure, basically. So I'm trying to figure out like what's fact and what's fiction, because you know how Hollywood does it. They like to like show stuff that's fact or fiction. So I was trying to Google all this stuff, but yeah, that wasn't true. I mean, she had relationship with Gain for like 20 years. And yeah, I like dove into that into this whole thing for a while just because I found it extremely fascinating and disgusting at the same time, and all this other stuff. Like, here are some other crazy facts too. Like, he did in fact get Theodore Bundy. That is true too. Like, the stuff is crazy. All this shit that you're seeing, a lot of the stuff is true. I wish what they would do, what they should have done in this movie, like, because it had mixed reviews, I wish they would have done a recap and showed you fact or fiction and done like a recap because of my fucking brain, but showed you what actually happened in real life. Like, showed you like a still or an image of things that actually happened, in occurrence of things that happened, and then show you things, and then maybe do like some CGI or whatever, and then show you how Gain was affiliated with it. Like, show like, oh, Gain got Theodore Bundy and got him in prison, or how Richard Speck was, influenced, or the Salem, Oregon rapes and murders, and the BTK killer, and all these other people, right? He has influenced so many fucking murderers the past, like, what, 30 years, 40 years? I'm just saying, like, it would have been nice if they would have added that feature in the movie. I mean, they did a decent job, I think. I mean, I liked how they added that part where he, like, was asleep, and then he met all of his heroes, basically, like Charles Manson, the BTK killer, Richard Speck, and then you see his you see his titties, and he's like transitioning to become a woman. But here's the thing. If you're a brutal serial killer who was a misogynist and you brutally killed nurses who were trying to be heroes, I'm not going to give you the right to call you a woman. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to give you that luxury. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people who do good for society and they did what they had to do, right? Or what they're doing to get where they are, to become a woman, they deserve that title to be called a woman. Richard Speck does not deserve the title to be called woman, ever. I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. Like, for example, when they showed the very first transgender woman, what was her name? Alexa. Who was the very first transgender woman?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Really? Hey, everyone. So I had to look on my phone. It was Christine Jorgensen. So yeah, apparently Alexa's a fucking transphobic piece of shit. Seriously, fuck Alexa. But yeah, I had to start over. So I'm going to probably piece this together in iMovie, export it, and then put it in YouTube. But yeah, Christine Jorgensen, she deserves to be called woman. And it's not the fact that she got surgery or whatever, and it's just because she didn't do the crazy shit that all these other fuckers did. You know what I mean? Like, my ex-friend has a brother that's transgender, and it's like he went through all the, surgeries and stuff, I've never met him, but here's the thing. I would never discriminate him because of me not liking him. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the kind of person that would discriminate someone's gender just because I don't like them. I would only discriminate someone if you were a fucking murderer. You know what I mean? I would only discriminate you like Gain. Like, I don't care if Gain was trying to become trans. I don't care if he was feeling like he was in the wrong body, so to speak, or whatever. I don't care. You are a bad person. You're a piece of shit. I'm glad you're dead. You know what I mean? You killed someone's mom. Like, there's something wrong with you. I mean, someone saw their mom get brutally murdered like that. There's something wrong with you. I don't like people that just go around killing innocent people. It bugs me a lot. It really does. And that girl wanted to fuck him. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, that girl at the hardware store, right? She wanted to fuck that guy. She wanted to fuck Gain. She did. I'm watching this whole thing, and she's like doing this, and she's like, my mom says that you're a Jezebel and whatever, and he just goes off, or he goes off on that other woman. All right? No, it was the same woman. I was thinking of the other one. God, the guy's so crazy. I've lost track. It's 8 episodes, man. Anyway, he like calls her a Jezebel, and she's like, oh, I made you a drink or whatever. And then he just fucking pops her right in the back of the head. Like, dude, she showed you her titties. Those were nice titties. Dude, this is what I don't get about people, right? If I had a beautiful girl wanting to have sex with me, and she had good wine, good music, right? We would fuck all the time. I'll never understand in a million years how anybody could just take the life of a beautiful woman that wants to fuck you. I will never understand that in a million years. I just won't. Seriously, if I had a beautiful woman wanting to smoke weed with me, having a goddamn apple fritter, and, you know, and we fucking, I'm a happy man. Like, what is wrong with these people? I mean, there's nothing wrong with falling in love, man. Like, the guy doesn't even want love, really. He just wants to, you know what he's in love with? He's in love with his own self. It's what a narcissist does. I've noticed that every serial killer I've ever seen, they're always narcissistic, they're religious, child abuse, trauma, psychosis, schizophrenia, and a bunch of other things. I'm just saying, I'm not every, and here's the thing, please understand what I'm saying is not every religious person is a bad person. Not everyone, you know, usually people who are narcissistic are pretty bad people, but not all of narcissistic people are murderers. However, every fucking murderer piece of shit is a bad person. Okay? Fuck them. God damn it, dude. And if you're sick in the head and you're thinking of doing crazy, wacky shit, go see a fucking therapist. Go see a fucking psychiatrist and do a 988 number, or I'm trying to think of what else. Oh yeah, go into a fucking mental institution and never see the light of day, because none of us want to be around people like you. Okay? I don't want to walk around and run into someone like you who is crazy. Okay? I like my apple fritters in peace. Okay? If you want to smoke weed and have an apple fritter, that's cool with me, but fuck off if you're that crazy. All right? I don't need my tits on your fucking lampshade.